This conference will now be recorded.
Hi all, welcome to the next session. SAP ABAP. In the last few classes, we have discussed about the module pool programming. So in the last class, we have discussed the module pool programming. In the module pool programming, we can do the DQL and DML operations. DQL means data fetching logic, and DML means data manipulation language. Okay, don't write anything. Okay, so DML, data manipulation, means we can insert the data, we can update the data, we can delete the data. DQL means we can fetch the data by using select query. So module pool program, SAP is a product. We have a number of applications, the standard application, the SAP given application. Most of the applications are designed with the module pool programs only. Okay, so if you want to create a module pool program, the program type is M module pool, and we cannot directly test the module pool programs. If you want to test the module pool program, you have to have a transaction code. So to create a transaction code, SE93. To create a screen, the transaction code is SE51. So whenever we have a module pool, we will be having a screen. Not only one screen, we can have multiple screens as well. But yesterday we have seen only single screen. And also for every screen there is two sections. One is the layout and another one is the flow logic. And layout contains all your screen attributes. So what is the input field? What is the output field? What is checkbox, radio button, tables? A lot of things we can design with the layout. But so SAP meant for data processing. If you want to pass the data to the screen, or if you want to read the data from the screen, so we will be having a flow logic. Flow logic contains the source code, and it contains different events: PBO, PAI, POH, and POV. PBO means it's the process before output, so which will be triggered before the screen display. And PAI, after you do some action on the screen, the PAI, process after input event, will be triggered. And we have POH. When you do an F1, the POH event will be triggered. When you do an F4, the POV event will be triggered. So that's what we have discussed in the last class. And so I'll go to the program. Yesterday I've changed the IP address. So I forgot the program. Go to the transport request C10, and you can see transport for the module pool program, and you can see the program which we have created. So this is our program, and double click, and so go to the object list. Always module pool program or any program, it's in a best practice. Go to the object list, you will be getting all the things over here. And we have designed a screen. So under is the screen. The screen, go to the layout. See, we have designed some fields: personal number, name, and employee, date of birth, everything, and this. And whenever you save it, the data will be saved in the database. When you click on the back, it will come out of the screen, but you need to write in a code, leave to screen 0. And so whatever you enter the data on the screen field, So here the data will be stored on the object which you have used to design the screen. So if you want to read the data, if you want to use the data, you need to use this object base. So that's the important thing. And so whenever you click on, so I'll go to the transaction now. So what is the transaction which we have created? You remember the EMP? Yeah. So we can go like this also is /n, and the transaction is GEDG9EMP. So slash, it will open one more session. See, one more session. So /n, the transaction code. And yesterday we have taken maybe something, and don't do this because I already one is there. Maybe I can give the same maybe and the rate is, and I will do the same and go to the table and SE16N, SE16N. So table is no, it's not just GEDG9 EM. So this is the table which I have designed and execute, and okay. Who is this? Now report. Okay, Kiran Kumar Devi, Mahesh Kumar. Who is Mahesh Kumar? I don't know. Okay, this is the table which we have designed. Okay, now my transaction. Let's take an example of. So there is an already 120 is a number. So if I give 120, when I press enter, actually the 120 number, the details should come over here. What operation that is? So 120 enter. I need to get the data. I need to populate on the screen. So what operation it is? What operation it is? Then simple. See, I do not have any data here. It's not interactive. I'm talking about database point of view. So I put an 120 enter. Actually, it should run in. I need to get the data. I need to populate here. What kind of operation? I need to get the data.
At line
I
selection
need to
on
get the
screen.
data. I need to fetch the DQL operation. Perfect. So whenever, and also whenever I come to the screen automatically, or else I can say I did this, but I need to press enter operation. I need to press an enter operation. So these two fields I will make as an not mandatory fields. Why? Because if it is a mandatory field, it will ask for the details. Without entering it, you cannot proceed further. That's a mandatory. So I will disable these two fields as a mandatory. I don't want these two fields as a mandatory fields. Okay, and I go to the SE. Yeah. So go to the screen and change it and go to the layout. So that things will be designed in the screen level, whether it is a mandatory or not. So double click on this field, and here you go to the display program. So I put in a required. So don't put in a required, just input positive. That's it. Okay. Next, click on this and input positive. That's it. Okay. Now it becomes an optional field. Whether you can enter or don't enter, that's not a problem. But personal number you should enter it is. And activate the screen. So I have activated the screen. And guys, what my thing is, when I press enter, see, I put some screen, I press enter. Okay. So where I need to write to fetch the logic here, I enter some value, I press enter. Where I need to write the logic? Where should I write the logic? In BBO or PA? after input. That means I need to write a logic in the PAI. So I'll go to here. But when you want to handle the enter, guys, okay. So here there are push buttons. Save and back is a push button. If you want to handle the enter, and we need to handle this in the application toolbar. So I need to enable the application toolbar list. So if you want to enable the application toolbar, so before coming into the screen itself, I need to write in a logic. So that means I need to enable an PBO. So that means if I want to get something on buttons, okay, which should come whenever I come to the screen, I should get it. So that means whenever I come to the screen, see, whenever I come to the screen, that time itself I need to get it. That means I need to write an application toolbar logic where I need to write the logic before coming into the screen. That means it's in a PBO. So before output, I am going to enable. So that's why I enable the before output module. This is the module. Okay, this module is nothing but a block. It's like a subroutine only, guys. Perform. Okay, subroutine. And next you need to define form and form. Here also same. This is a module status 100. When you double click it, it will ask to create the module. Click on yes and create in the same program. Don't create in a new include program. And okay and okay. And here you can see, guys, so there are two things. What is set PF status? What is set title bar? You have seen this. Set PF status means you can design your application toolbar. So just enable this. You can go to SC41, there also you can design, or else directly you can right here you can download it. Set PF status, and it's a custom underscore status. And write this and double click on this. It goes to the menu painter. From here, automatically it goes to the menu painter. Okay. And here, so you can enable the standard toolbar things, application toolbar. If you want to do the push buttons, I can design over here. But if I want to enable these buttons, see, these standard toolbar buttons, back and exit, cancel, you need to do in the function keys. So here there is one more thing, enter. If you want to handle the enter, see the click button is the enter button. So here you need to provide an enter is an OK code. So you can see our is an OK code also. Both we can say. So OK code, and also this is a save option. If you want to do any save, if you want to do any back, you can do any back. If you want to do any back, exit and cancel. So see, this is the buttons. One is the OK code. So for this OK code, you can design the function text OK code, something you can put it. Okay. And also see these back buttons case, it's an exit commands. Function type is you need to put an exit command. Automatically it will come back. And also exit, also it's an exit command. It will come out of the screen. And cancel also you can say the exit command. So back, cancel, exit, always you need to write an exit. And also guys, for the OK code, I need to enter, I need to give an enter. How to do this? Okay code, save and activate. Now you need to activate this, activate it. See guys, SC80 beauty is you can do from here itself everything. So now I come back here. So and also the flow logic. See, this is the flow logic section, which is in a inactive mode, and also you need to activate the flow logic. And I have activated the flow logic. Now I come back. Again. I go to the transaction, enter, and why it's not coming? It should come. Maybe yeah. The main program is inactive mode. That's why it's not coming. So the main program also I need to activate it. So one is screen, you need to activate, flow logic you need to activate, and also the main program also you need to activate this. Now it will come. So I go back again. I go back and again I go to the transaction and you can see the standard toolbar options are enabled. Now I can do an 120 and enter, but if I want to get the data here, what I need to do, I need to fetch the data from the database. If you want to fetch the data, so we need to write the logic in the PAI module. So go to the PAI, and here you can see, but case I you come, but when you need to enter that, when you need to fetch the data, when you have to fetch the data, when you have to fetch the data, when it is okay code, when it is in a okay code. So I, for the enter option, I have given a okay code as a function code. When it is in a okay code, and select, okay, start from GEDG in 9 EMT. This is the database table. I'm fetching the data from database table, and it's in a single record base. Why? Because I have an 120, which is in a primary key, so I will get only one record for that. Select single star from this, and into, I have a work area GEDG 9. Why I have a work area? Because this table, I have defined this table as in a tables option. Automatically it creates a work area. And for where employee number, and which is equal to the, see guys, I have an employee number over here. So hyphen employee number. That's it. So whatever the employee number you have entered, so based on that employee number, it will fetch the data from database. It will store the data in the work area. So you have designed your screen with this work area. So whatever the data which is there in the work area, that will be populated on the screen. Let it print up and activate. And so I will go to the transaction now, back. Now come back, and 120, enter. See guys, Mahesh Kumar Gullapalli, and this is the one. And next one is, so 122. Okay, we'll go to the 122, enter. See, so Lavanya Tripathi. So I think she is the favorite event for Sai or Navi. You only saved, I think. No? Okay, so this is the fetching, data fetching, DQL data query language is. So with the module pool program, we can do the DQL as well as the DML operations. So this is the thing. And one more thing is save back. And whenever I save it, I can do the change as well, guys. See, suppose I need to change the name. Suppose I don't want to put in a Mumbai, so I need to save it, guys. Okay, so I changed the data. I am going to save the data. Save it, and now you come back to the database table and do this, and the data is not changed. Why? The data is not changed. Why? Huh? Why? So what are all the DML operations we have? Perfect. So I have used insert. Insert means it creates the record. We have a modify, we have a update, we have a delete. These are all the DML operations. But in my logic, I did only the insert operation. See, I did an insert. But so in these operations, can anybody tell which is having a special function? Huh? Which is having a special function? I have told modify, guys, not update. Modify is having a special function. If there is no record, it will insert the record. If there is a record, it will modify the record. Always don't use the insert. Better always use the modify, guys, which does the two operations. Here I did only one operation, insert. First time it is creating the data into database. But again, when I change it, it's not updating the data. But if I use modify statement, it will do the two operations. Okay, modify, I think modify this, modify table, do the syntax check. I think, yeah, syntax, no syntax errors found. Okay, activate the program. Now I go back to the transaction, back, and come back and 122 enter. See, I'm going to change here. I'm taking out Mumbai and save it, and now I come to the transaction, and now you can see the data is updated. So with the model pool program, we can do the DML operation, we can do the insert, we can do the modify. If you want to do update, you can do the update, you can delete the also, you can, if you want to delete the record, you can delete the record as well. So that's an that's an module pool programming. And guys, what I'm going to do is, now I'm going to introduce radio buttons. Okay, what I will do is, so this screen, when I select, I will be having 4 operations. I will do in a DML operations. First time I use an insert, create record, the radio buttons. The second one is modify record. The third one is update record. Update, modify, both are same. Otherwise, the third one is delete record. That means when I create record, it should create. When it is modify, it should modify. When it is delete, it should delete the record from the database. So 3 radio buttons I'm going to use on this screen, guys. So I'm going to the screen and go to the, if you want to design radio buttons on any screen attributes, you need to go to the layout, and here I'm going to introduce radio button. See, this is my radio button, but I will drag like this. How to select all this? I need to select all this. Okay. Okay, leave it. I have only one radio button. Okay, I will give the name for this radio button. So it's a name, create. Okay, the name is create employee. Okay, the radio button name is create employee. Next one is, I take one more radio button, and the radio button is, next one is modify, and text is change employee. Okay, then next radio button I'm going to select, and this is the net delete. Okay, next delete. So 3 radio buttons I have taken this. Okay, and okay, and save. And guys, so in a selection screen also, whenever you do in a radio button, what is the syntax? Parameters, radio button group, the group name grp1, and suppose if you have 3 radio buttons, you are grouping into the one group. In a screen also, you need to group the radio buttons into the single group. So if you want to do that, so select all, control, okay, then you need to go to the edit, go to somewhere, I can see that edit, select all, not select all. You can select somewhere, you can select it. Control, somewhere we have selected this. Okay, select shift, shift. Shift this. Okay, then edit, convert this radio button grouping, radio button group, and define. So And also I need to give a function code, I think. Huh? Need to give a function code is not. For this one it is coming. Okay, even this also, select this and convert radio button to. How to select this? Only two are selected actually. See, here it is enabled function code. Here also it is enabled in a function code. But this is not enabled a function code. That means this is not comes under the group. Maybe uh, edit first and deselect first. Hmm. Actually, I should get in a function code here. Hmm. Edit. And also guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a frame for this box actually. Do you see any box? Yeah. So put the box, selection screen, begin of box, block, that kind of things. I put in a box and later I need to select the radio button space. So these two are selected. How to add this? How to include this?
How you selected this one, the two and
Yeah, select
grouping.
grouping. Okay, can you have ungroup first? Shift. Okay, expand. Now it is disabled. Guys. See, expand. You need to expand. Suppose if you want to add one more, you need to expand it. So now I will select this and now edit grouping. How to do this? Okay, define. Now I should get. It is coming only two things. Okay, delete. Again, put on a radio button and it's on a create, 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 create employee. Okay. Next one is put next radio button. It's an update and update change employee. Next radio button, delete it. Delete and delete employee. So it's fine. Guys, the selection is important. So first select this Now 3 are selected, right? Go to the edit group. Okay, first you need to grouping. I need to get a define. Why it's not getting? Edit. Select all. Control. If I do select all, it is selecting everything. So how to select these 3 variables here? Yes. Shift selected. Now selected 3 grouping variable. Now I got it. Yes. So define. So now, yeah, function code is enabled. Now the function code is enabled. You should get a function code. This should be enabled. Otherwise, so you cannot do it, guys. So maybe I can put a function code for every radio button. On the create radio button, the function code is create cr cret create. One is function code. The change create update, everything it is coming as a create. So okay, so we have these buttons, guys. The name is create is the create, and change is the update, and delete is the delete. So whenever you select this radio button, so the value, suppose if I select create employee, the radio button comes as a here. Delete create employee, the value is create. The change employee, the update. And so maybe we can do like this create underscore radio button 1, update underscore radio button 2, this name actually delete RB. Okay, these are the values, and activate now, and go to the flow logic and go to the program, guys. So whenever you define a radio button, you must be having those values. Let's take an example of create underscore radio button 1, and which is a type C, and also update underscore radio button 2, which is a type C. Always one single character radio button X or space, and delete underscore RB3, and which is a type C. So these three things should be there and activate. Okay, then go to the screen, see the flow logic. Flow logic is in an active mode, and now I go back to the PLS. So go to the module pool program, enter. You can see create employee, change employee, and delete employee. You can select this C. You can select this. And also, guys, so don't put, whenever you put on a radio buttons, don't put the mandatory field. Okay. Otherwise, see, when I click on this, it's not going to fill in required fields. Definitely, you need to enter the data. So disable the field as a normal field. Go to the layout, and it should be any false. And okay, and also, guys, so the this thing is not good. So now it is in it is in personal number, name, and maybe in this I put in a box only on this. Box, where is the box? Enable a box name and go to the flow logic. Now my logic is whenever it is in a create employee, okay, so this field, this field, this field, this field, all fields should be in a input mode. When it is in a change employee, the personal number should be in a display mode. No. This should be also in a, all fields should be in a input. All fields should be in a editable mode. But it is in a delete employee. Just I will put an employee number. The other fields should be in a display mode. That means you should not, whenever you want to delete a record, the other field should not be in a editable mode. Okay, first create employee, all fields should be in a input mode. If it is in a change employee, all fields should be in editable mode. If it is in a delete employee, only the personal number should be in editable mode. The other field should be in a display mode. So this is what we need to do. That means create employee as is, change employee as is. But when it is in a delete employee, this 1, 2, 3, 4 fields should be in a display mode. So how can you do that? How can we do that? Maybe I will go to the first we'll do the function, later I will do that. Okay, so go to the flow logic and maybe here user command, and in the user command, whenever you save it, here we are going to check. Okay, here we are going to check case, not case, if create underscore RB1 renew button, which is equal to the above underscore true. That means if it is an X, maybe I'll use the insert command. Okay, I write an insert command, and else if it is an update underscore RB2, which is equal to the above underscore true, and do a modify operation. So if it is an update, I use a modify operation. And else if it is a delete underscore RBT, which is equal to the above underscore true. So we need to write a delete statement. Delete the table GEDZ 9 EM2 employee, and where, whenever you apply a delete, you can do the delete with the where condition, where employee number, delete this where we can do delete operations with index from, okay, with where condition. Yes, in this where we will be having control space, delete database table, and where F1 delete a table, I think delete database table, delete a database table, syntax for the delete. Okay, delete from, guys, that's the syntax. You need to use delete from table. delete from web. See, so whenever you use a delete database table, you need to use delete from this database table where employee number, which is equal to the ls underscore employee hyphen employee number. So that's it, please. So we are doing a DML operations. See, we can insert the data, we can modify the data, we can delete the data, and also end. Okay, save pretty printer. And also guys, whenever you do enter, whenever you save it, also we do the same operation. Control C, and that's it. Whenever we save it, we do this operation. So that's it. And come to here, transaction, go back. So come to the transaction, enter. Now see, first create employee, maybe 1 2 3. I'm creating a new employee, guys. Okay, so new employee, some name is okay, employee, date of birth something, and telephone number is something, and okay. So I'm going to first create employee and save it, and come to the database table and refresh it. See, 123 Samba is created. So maybe I will change this Samba. I go to the change employee and Samba to email address. I am going to change it, save it, and come to here and do the refresh. The email address has been changed. And whenever I select delete employee and delete this, save, and come back, see, refresh, and the record is deleted from the database case. That's the name, radio buttons. But here, so in the delete employee, actually I should not this field should not be in a editable mode. So only it should be in a display mode, guys. So how can you do that? So what I told guys, so whenever the PBO, how many times it will be triggered? 2 times. And so whenever I click on the radio button, is the PBO will be triggered. Whenever I click on radio button, is the PBO will be triggered. So we'll test that. Okay, what I will put is, I put on a breakpoint. So how many times it will be triggered? So if you want to know that, so I put on a breakpoint in the PAI. I put on a breakpoint in the, this is in a PBO ways. So I will put in 2 ways. In PBO I put on a breakpoint, and PAI I put on a breakpoint. Now I will come back. Now you don't understand. I'll come from the scratch. See, I put on a breakpoint in PBO and PAI. Now you will come to know which one will be triggered. So I'm going to enter the transaction. So first thing should be, which event should be triggered first? PBO event will be triggered. See, this is my screen. So before coming into the screen, the PBO should trigger, and I'll come to here and enter. And see guys, this is the PBO. So this is the output, means it's in a PBO module, and the PBO is triggered. One time it is triggered and execute, right? So next, maybe I will change this to the change employee. See guys, which one is triggered? Input means the PA is triggered, and enter. And again guys, see output, the PBO will be triggered. So PBO triggers 2 times in a module pool program. The PA will be triggered only once, guys. So that means, so I can write this logic in a PA, guys. So maybe I can check this delete underscore RB3. Okay, how it is working? Okay, this is not selected. This is not selected. I think maybe RB2. See, this is selected. This is selected. That's not a problem. But when it is selected, see, when it is selected, so delete underscore RB3 equal to the X and F5. And whenever the delete underscore RB3 equal to X, I'm going to disable these fields, please. So how can you enable and disable the fields? Can anybody remember how can you enable and disable the fields? Can anybody remember how can you enable the and disable the fields? So did you do the enabling and disabling the fields? Did you do enabling, disabling the fields? No. Wait. So whenever I ask the question, not the senior batch, okay? It's a current batch. How can you enable and disable the screen field? At selection screen output, what you did in the at selection screen output? See, any screen, okay? Whenever there is a screen field, so dynamically one internal table will be created with the name of screen, loop at screen, okay? And loop and loop. But when you need to do this thing, if delete underscore rb3, which is equal to above, only if the delete option is selected, then only you apply this code, right? And loop at screen and end loop. Okay, here I'm going to write if screen hyphen name, which is equal to the, so we have a screen fields. So how can you get the screen fields? So already you know, I will open the table base. So it's simple. Sure. Not M1 M2. Field names we need to give it. SE11. So G, it is the employee. So first I have designed the fields like this, and if the field is equal to hyphen the screen fields case. So employee number don't do anything, but name one. If it is in a name one and screen hyphen input, which is equal to 1 or 0. 1 means enabling. You need to make it 0. All right. Else if same thing is now control C, control V. If the second field name, what is the second field name? DOB. If it is DOB, always it should be in a caps, otherwise it doesn't work. Screen input equal to 0. Okay, and else if the next field is TELFN, TELF1. It's a small. Yeah. Next field is email. Only these fields. SMTP ADDR. SMTP underscore ADDR. Okay, screen input equal to 0. And end if, because this if and if, this if, this and if, this loop and loop, and modify screen. Modify screen. So you need to modify. You change the value. The changed value, if you want to reflect, you should use a modify statement. Now activate it. Now come back to the. Did we do any changes in the screen level, which is in an active mode, and program level, which is in an active mode? So everything should be in a active mode. And come back and go to the transaction again. Enter. So PBO is triggering, and so which is not yet selected, no problem. But when I select delete employee, execute and execute, see guys, other fields are disabled, only the personal number is enabled. Maybe I would like to delete another employee 121 121 and enter and F8 and F8. You can see the data is populated for the reference purpose, but you cannot change it. Can you change it? No, it's not possible. But I can do in a delete option, save. So the data will be seen F5 and F5, F5. So when it is save, delete and delete the data from the things. That's it. And F8 and F8. Now go to the database table and the 121 is deleted. So this is a basic fundamental module pool programming, and which we have handled only one screen, single screen. Okay, in single screen we did all the operations. See, so we did all the operations. So maybe I go to the change employee and F8 and F8. I goes to the 121 is deleted, right? 121 is deleted. See, when I do enter F8 and F8, so the data should be removed here, guys. Tell me what I need to do. When I do this, enter, what I need to do. Can anybody tell? Huh? Huh? So I didn't enter, but there is no data, but still it is displaying the old value. So what I need to do when I do an enter, perfect. So you come back here. So select, see, select start from this, and employee number is 121. I'm selecting the data from database table and F5. So what is the size of RC? 4. That means there is no record. If there is no record, what you need to do? One is clear. The second thing is you need to tell to the user there is no record exist in the database. That means you need to raise a message. That's the handling, error handling also you need to do it. So go to here, and when there is no record, if size of RC, if size from sub RC not equal to 0, and if, and raise an error message. How can you do the messages? How can you raise the error messages? Maybe I go to here, and here I will declare a message ID. So message ID is GEDZ9. I think it is there. Yeah, it is there. And maybe I will declare a message. I will change in a message class. What is the transaction code for the message class? Huh? 90. So that is the message class. 90. I will always confuse this. 93 and 91. 91 for the message class, 93 for the transaction codes. And change. Not maintain. It is accepting. No syntax errors. GEDZ9. GEDZ9. It should give us syntax error. Okay, create. I don't know, but ideally it should give any syntax error. I'm creating the message class, and so employee and ampersand does not exist. So did I explain this concept, ampersand concept? Yeah, you forgot. I've explained, I remember. So here I will put in a dynamic value base. So let's take an example of, if I enter 121, employee 121 does not exist. If I give another employee, the another employee name, the dynamically the value will come. That's an ampersand one. So the dynamic placeholders, I can say GEDZ 9. So now I come to here and raise a message. Okay. Error 000 E000, and with what is the value? The value is this. Control C and Control. That's it. So if there is no record, and also guys, and also clear the GEDZ 9. So you need to clear the value. It's pretty better to the syntax check. Now I go back to the transaction. So module pool is very, very important, guys. If you understand module pool, BDC is very easy, because BDC also screen flow programming, that is. Okay, we are going to map the screen fields on the BDC, and also the enhancements. So every enhancement are designed with the module pool program. So enhancements also it will be very much comfortable. So both the concepts is very when you understand the module pool program, and also standard things you can easily understand. So maybe I'm going to delete option F5, and maybe I will take an employee and one I'm going to take my one. So F5, and so one is displayed when I do an enter. Next, next what option I told? First I will delete the record. I will delete the record. The record is deleted. So I go to the database table and this refresh it, and the data is deleted. Now I'm going to enter again. So I'm looking for the data again, and now you see whenever it goes okay code size of RC not equal to 0. When it is not equal to 0, the employee one does not exist. But guys, so it should not be an error message. If it is an error message, the field will be disabled guys. Don't do any error message. Don't raise an error message guys. So you need to make another success message with display like error success and display like error case, and back and so raise a success message, but yes, but it's in a display like error. You need to do like this. Okay, now you can see. So maybe we can create the record. So first create the record. So maybe 2000 and the name some, okay, Sankit, and employee this, and telephone 9, and email address is it is in tech. Okay, save it. What happened? No, save it. Go to the database table and yeah. So 2000 record is saved. This. Maybe what I am going to do is I am going to um, uh, delete the employee. Right, and this is the save, and it is deleted now. So come here and come here and do this, and it is deleted. And when I do the enter again, F8, and see the employee 2000 does not exist. We need to re-enter the employee. Okay, so this is the DML operations by using module pool program by using one transaction. By using one transaction. So tomorrow I will introduce the multiple transactions. Tomorrow we'll have more hours. Tomorrow is Saturday. So we'll take more topics on the module pool, multiple screens, and also one exercise I have given here. So I will introduce, yeah. So here we did only one screen for the employee. See, we have designed here one screen for the employee, and the next screen is I'm going to create one more module pool for the company details. Okay, and one employee can be assigned to the multiple companies. One employee can work on the multiple projects as well. So how you can do for multiple records, the table control, which we are going to do it. So tomorrow we'll see that options as well. Okay, so that's it for the day. Do you have any questions? We have seen the radio buttons. We have seen the input and output fields. Output means if you disable the fields for the input, it becomes an output. And also we have seen the push buttons, and also we have seen the box. And tomorrow, and also we have seen the messages, how to write the messages in the module pool program. And tomorrow we'll see the module pool program, but I will design the screen, but I don't use the module pool program. Module pool program can be done in multiple ways. So one is with a program type module pool, and the second one is from report also we can call the screen space. So from executable program also we can create the module pool. We can do the module pool programming. That is the second way. And the third way is we can create a function group, function module. From there also we can do the module pool program. The best way is the function group with the module pool programming. Three ways we will see. And tomorrow I will introduce multiple screens with the table control option in the tomorrow's class. So that's it for the day. Thank you all. Bye bye. See you tomorrow.